All right, everybody, I should be back now. Everything should be honky-dory, hopefully. Let's get the music back going here. Again, I apologize, everybody. I do not know what that was. Again, one of the struggles of being a streamer, stuff like that will happen. It's Murphy's Law, right at the worst time. Again, my apologies to Zach Elite and Angel Eyes. We're going to get this thing going again. Again, we'll just call this part two of Monday Night Rare of episode 4. Thanks everybody for sticking around. Once again, I apologize for what just happened. I'm gonna go ahead and log back in. Oops, I don't want to be a Warlock. Dang it. So if we can get an invite. All right, me. Wait, that's not working. But I do appreciate it. I do appreciate it, guys, for sticking around. I'm not gonna run my Warlock. Run my Titan. You in love with the Coco? Once again, guys, Monday Night Rare is brought to you by PlayStation.io. That is the fellas, the group, the folks that will help you out with your graphics needs. PlayStation.io has some free pre-made overlays and banners for you, as well as does custom stuff on commission. So PlayStation.io, check it out. The Play Nation. God damn it. Play Nation. I'm all frazzled. Evil Aura, I'm all frazzled. Play Nation, not PlayStation.io. PlayStation.io will not take you to where you need to go. Yeah, I kept on saying PlayStation. I'm sorry. Play Nation, I got it up there. You can see it. All right. And you can also click on the link in the information panel. And that's right. I don't have my thing up, so yeah, there we go. All right, there we go. We're back.
Well, welcome back.
Okay.
Just a little hiccup.
Yeah, just a little problem there, but we got it all sorted. So
we got a dude breath over here.
Oh, are you guys actually in a match?
Gun. Oh yeah.
Whoa! Oh, I killed him. He killed me.
Well then, I'm going to. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna sit here and do nothing then. Actually, I'm gonna go play Rumble now. Why not?
You can do daily.
Yeah, we're gonna do the daily. So, do we have any questions from chat? Anybody in chat have any questions?
Oh my god. Oh.
Oh my god, I killed him.
Come up with a question, Evil Aura, for chat. So, anyways, why don't we go? What were we talking about before we got so rudely interrupted? Oh yeah, State of Destiny. So, what are you guys' hopes for? Is there anything specific you guys are really hoping that they're gonna do with the spring update? Do you park on a driveway or drive on a parkway? Yes to both questions.
I drive on a driveway and I park on a parkway.
Yeah. Thank God I joined a game that's almost over.
Me, like, I want more shaders. There you go.
More shaders?
That's it. That's it. Just more shaders.
More shaders. Just shaders. Give me shaders and I'll be fine.
Yeah, I think what we're gonna see. I think we'll see some new equipment. Oh boy. Ah! You would have to snipe me there. That was a jerk move. What streamers, community members do they look up to? Okay, let's ask that. What's some of your inspirations? And we kind of touched on it a little bit, but let's go ahead and kind of talk about it a little bit. What are some of the streamers that like really you kind of okay? Here's a question I was thinking about earlier. Who's a streamer that, or what's some things that you have seen other streamers do that, while maybe not blatantly like stealing or just copying, but took inspiration from and said like, that's something that I want as a part of my stream, or you know, something you took away from a different streamer that you now include in your stream?
I think for me personally, it's hard for me because I started watching Guardian Outpost before I streamed properly, and I think it's just his interaction with chat that I kind of was like, wow, that's really amazing. I want everyone in my chat when they come to my stream to feel like they're included in it and a part of like a family.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of something that I've tried to steal off him.
Sure. And that's definitely a challenge to maintain that level of interaction. God damn it.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's the second time that guy did that. You know, interaction is of course a huge part of being a streamer, and I'm gonna have one shot at this. Maybe I won't. Nope. Anyway, one you know, is a major part obviously of streaming. That guy was all kinds of confused. Oh no! Anyway, so you got to go for now. All right, Aaron Darkblade, we'll catch you later, bro. So what about you, Zach? What would you say to that question?
Oh man. Well, definitely Professor Broman and King of Valiant. I wouldn't say I've taken anything particularly from them. Just like their, at least I try to replicate their energy. You know, the interactivity that they have with the chat. But there's definitely things that from probably over 9,000 that I take quite a bit from, that I like that he does, that I kind of adopted myself in my own way, if we could say. So those would probably be my top 3 inspirations. But definitely from Kedalian and Professor Bergman, just the whole being yourself. You know, being you, being genuine. Not that, you know, probably 9,000 or any other streamer isn't, but that's just the biggest thing I get from them. So, but those would probably be the things as my inspirations.
Cool. Yeah, no, that's one thing, you know, that I think, you know, and I've talked about it before, that it's fairly important to know, oh my God, to know what kind of the pulse of the community and like what's going on, but and also be able to see what people are doing right and what people are doing wrong, and kind of apply it to what you're doing as a streamer. But again, not to, you know, one of the pieces of advice I've given in the past when kind of ask a similar question is that really try to focus on you first. What the hell? I hate this game sometimes. But yeah, just try to focus on being who you are and not worry too much about trying to be anybody else. I think that's one of the biggest mistakes a new streamer can make, is really trying to emulate somebody else. I mean, there's certain things where it's kind of okay, but you definitely, man, I'm on a struggle bus over here. So I mean, that was one of the things that I did consciously, was not, you know, emulate anybody in particular. You know, I didn't watch too many streams. I don't know. So what? Okay, so what? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I think a lot of the time people can tell if you know you're being yourself or you're trying to be somebody else on stream, so it can come across as fake. And I think that's why like certain things don't work in certain channels, because it doesn't seem real, it doesn't fit people's personalities.
Yeah, no, that's just it. I mean, that's, you know, one of the things that, like, each person, you kind of have to find your own kind of niche on Twitch. Oh man, that was a dumb rhyme. Anyway, I mean, you have to find kind of your own, like I say, your own voice, and you have to realize, you have to find out what makes you unique. Why is somebody coming into your stream? So let's talk about that for a moment. So Zach, what is it do you think that separates you from other streamers and, you know, makes you unique, and is the reason why people come to your stream?
All right. Oh, first, we're in orbit for you.
Yep.
But it's, you know, that's a tough question, and it shouldn't be. But you know, this is probably going to be an answer that definitely maybe people don't. They're like, huh? There's got to be more than that. But me. I mean, who I am. I mean, I'm a, you know, energetic. You know, I treat everybody with respect. Even those who don't necessarily give it back.
Right.
You know, I'm always positive, or I do my best to always be positive, and you know, genuine. I'm very transparent. And, you know, there's very few things that I don't share with my chat. That I explained to you know, while talking with Guardian Outpost. You know, everybody comes to my chat or my channel. You know, they're my best friend, and that's how I treat them. Because that's how I want to be treated, but that's how I treat them, and that's how I feel, you know, like hanging out with my best friends. So I think that's what separates me. You know, I don't have anything luxurious or embellished on my channel,
Sure.
know, overlays or anything like that. So really me.
Okay. Angela, same question. What do you think that it is that is what you would consider a draw to your stream?
I'd like to say my gameplay, but that would be a lie. I think it's pretty much the same as what Zach said. It's just you being you, and at the end of the day, if people are coming to the channel, then it's a great thing because you're just yourself. I think for me, it's a lot of just making friends, and as Zach said, like treating people with respect. So yeah, I think that's why people come, and then they have a laugh. And I think a lot of the time with me, I am playing with quite a few people.
Sure.
And usually we are literally just having a laugh the whole time and making jokes and not getting too serious with it. So I think that's why people come and they stay.
Yeah. Hey, how's it going, Shickle? By the way, guys, for these guys just coming in to the stream, coming back, this is Monday Night Rare, where it's my weekly event on Monday nights called a podcast, because I generally upload it to YouTube, and you can watch it later, where I have two other growing streamers on the stream with me. We talk about Destiny, we talk about streaming, and just kind of whatever happens to, you know, come up in conversation. We do take questions from chat, just like this one. Wildcats has a good question. So something we haven't really talked about. What has streaming? How has streaming impacted? How has streaming impacted you in your social life? You know, with your family. I mean, do either of you guys have significant others that, I mean, this kind of impacts, or like, you know, any socially? How has this affected your life?
For me, I've got my other half, but he games with me, so he gets it, and he supports me streaming, and he is very, very supportive.
Sure.
I think for me, it's a case of trying to juggle everything, like work, home, and streaming. That's why I'd like to stream a lot more than I do, but it's a case of as and when you can with everything else that's going on. But
Right.
yeah, because my other half is usually in the chat with me while I'm streaming, so I don't really have any problems there.
Right. Okay, Zach.
Well, I'm single, ladies. No, but,
This guy.
I am. Yeah, I'm single and I live alone. So I get the freedom to be as loud, obnoxious, or as chill as I want. So I'm able to be free in that sense, and it's able to be, able to be myself, to be social on on stream, in a sense of just being social, as well as expanding my social media skills, if you will,
Sure.
and community as well. As I don't have a significant other, though I do have family that support me like 1,000%, which is absolutely, and also friends, personal friends who don't really understand what I do and don't really necessarily care
Right.
for what I do. They have their own opinions, but I'm blessed to have friends and family who, regardless of their own opinions, they put them aside and they understand that the passion I have and put toward it, so that they're in it with me 1,000%, which is absolutely amazing. Even my mom is a moderator in my chat.
Oh, nice.
Which
nice.
is so cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
She'll stop in sometimes and she'll troll me, like legitimately troll me
Oh, that's
in my
funny.
own chat, which I find quite humorous. But yeah, that's how it's impacted in the sense. Same thing with Angels, balancing streaming and work. I'm blessed to have a job I'm able to work from home, so I get to. I hope my boss is not listening, but quote unquote
Right.
work from home and stream at the same time. I hope I don't get caught. So guys, if I start streaming a lot more frequent, I got fired.
All right.
No, but yeah, I sometimes I'm able to do that, and and really be able to do more of this. But the balance, coming home right after work, getting on here, but balancing all those things among, like I said, like I mentioned before, I also run a small business on myself. So it's quite a balance, but it's it's good, keeping constantly busy and productive. So that's kind of how how that all goes about.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about that. How do you guys balance streaming and there we go. Streaming and work. God damn it, I'm getting from both sides there.
For me, I just put streaming at times where I know I'm going to be free, so it's always like in the evenings.
Sure.
So that's kind of like how I've got around it, is just making sure it's in the evenings, really. And just having a couple of nights where it's just chill out, and then a couple of nights where I stream, so I kind of get the best of both worlds then.
Oh, and we got a Maloney raid coming in. Maloney raid. Welcome, Raiders. Two amazing streamers raiding on the same night. I am a super lucky streamer. Super lucky streamer. Everybody that's joining the chat right now, thank you so much for stopping by, hitting that follow button, hanging out. We are doing a multi-stream with Angel Eyes 66 and Zachy Lee, two other great streamers on the PS4. This is what we call Monday Night Rare, where we bring on two other great great other streamers. I guess thinking about Maloney as a partner streamer. Anyway, two other great streamers. We talk about streaming. We talk about Destiny. We field questions from chat, and we just generally play some PvP and have a good time. We don't play PvP very well, obviously, in my case. Thank you so much for those. Damn it! For those follows, guys. Thanks for the raid, Maloney. You are the best around. Yeah, and so we are doing an interview. It's kind of an interview podcasting. I will have uploaded to YouTube. This one's probably going to be in two parts since it got interrupted due to a software glitch. But well, let's talk about your schedules. What times can people find you all online?
So mine's going to be awkward because mine's all GMT.
That's -5, guys.
Yeah. Mine is Tuesdays and Wednesdays, 8 till 10 GMT. And then on Fridays, 8 till 10 as well.
Okay.
I do tend to do a stream on Sunday. It can be at any time. Just one.
Fantastic. Zach, what kind of schedule do you tend to keep?
Same thing, I tend to keep a more evening, as that is the time I know I'm available to stream and actually dedicate time to stream. So it's the same thing as Angel said. You can generally find me. I don't stream Tuesdays and Fridays, but you can find me on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursdays from 6 to 11:30. And on Saturdays, I do stream on the weekends. Saturday, I will generally stream from 12 to 12. And Sunday, I'll stream from 10 to about 7.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Do we got any questions from the chat? Can be about Destiny, can be about streaming, can be about pretty much anything you guys want to talk about. And again, Zach Elite and Angel Eye 66, both great streamers on this PlayStation 4. You want to make sure you check them out. We got the multi-link. Go ahead and head over there, give them follows as well, and say hello to them. So I don't know, is there anything on your guys' mind? Anything else that we haven't really talked about that you'd like to? Any issues that have come up recently that you'd like to talk about? Anything come to mind?
Was this? Oh, somebody in my chat asked a question. Was this question asked? What was the defining moment that made you sure that you wanted to do streaming?
The defining moment?
Well, that was asked before, right?
Well, there was something kind of similar, but I mean, we can kind of talk about it a little bit again, as far as because we kind of touched on a similar topic, but yeah, what was the moment?
I think that was asked. Okay.
So what was the moment? Yeah.
Well, mine was SRL. I think that was asked, but mine was SRL. That SRL event.
Sure.
Streamer Racing League event.
Hey, what's going on, Jewel Rainbow?
I was gonna say I don't really have a defining moment. I think it was just kind of like going on and actually having people in my chat and interacting with them and thinking, yeah, this is what I want to do. I want to stream.
For sure. All right. So what's been the most challenging? I think we may have talked about this too, but chat's asking it. What's been the hardest part? What's the hardest part of streaming? And again, I guess this is going to be a little bit different tack that we're going to take for this one, since we talked about what were some of the challenges, but what do you find on a daily basis? Is the hardest part of streaming?
I think for me, sometimes it can be anxiety.
Okay.
And a case of kind of thinking, well, is there not going to be anybody in chat? And, what if, like, things go wrong and stuff like that? And I think for me, like, personally, from having anxiety, those things I can overthink it rather than just go and do it.
Sure. Zach?
Oh, well, what's not difficult? The consistent growth, I guess, would be mine. I think the consistent growth, some days you go up, you go down, so just keeping that consistency, building a community. And I'm not worried so much as talking about numbers, so to speak, but just the growth in the people that, the community that you're trying to build. I think that's probably the most difficult thing, I'm experiencing as a growing streamer.
Sure. And so what has been some of your strategies that you've employed in regards to... God damn it. I freaking landed on the roof. I hate how my Titan jumps up so fast, so high. Anyway, so what are some of the strategies you guys have employed to kind of help your growth, to attract new people to your stream? What are some of the things that, that you have done in that aspect?
I think a lot of it for me has been networking myself. So going into other streams, talking to people, talking to streamers, and just kind of building up that like communication and relationship.
Sure.
A big thing for me is Twitter. That's the biggest place where I kind of draw people from my Twitter, because I've got a lot more followers on Twitter than Twitch, so people come from there.
Yep.
And I have tried strategies like Facebook groups and stuff like that, but I don't find that works very well for me. I think like Twitter and just like building relationships really into other streams.
Yep. All right, once again, guys, this is Monday Night Rare, where we're talking about streaming and Destiny with tonight's guests are Zach Elite and Angel Eyes 66, and it's all brought to you by PlayNation.io. They're one of my partners that's helped me with my graphics, can help you with your graphics. Everything you see from my overlay to my info panels was designed by PlayNation.io. Go ahead and make sure you check them out. Danny Hanson, thanks for that raid. It didn't really work. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, man. Appreciate you, bro. Thanks for everybody that's come over with the raids. I do appreciate it, guys. I really do appreciate it. It's unfortunately Monday nights is one of those nights where I don't pay as much attention to chat as I should. I need to get used to it. But I have such great conversations with my guests. So what would you guys say is there anything you guys can identify as maybe the biggest mistake you've made as a streamer, trying to grow your stream or what have you, just really anything in general? Or what would you consider one of the biggest or most common mistakes that new streamers or growing streamers make?
For me, I think it's just when you find the overly aggressive people who will go into other people's chats and try and post links and stuff like that. It's like, I'm one of the people who will like help other people grow, but you've got to do it in the right way, really.
Yeah, for sure. So what would you say will be the correct way to network? Because we've talked about it before, but in your eyes, what would be the correct way to open up a conversation with somebody and whatnot?
I think you've got to build up a relationship with somebody first. So like jumping into a stream and going, hey, come and see my channel, is kind of like the wrong way to go about it. You kind of make a connection with somebody first, and then obviously people will then jump over, like, oh, are you a streamer? They'll jump over. Or even if it's just like a DM further down the line, once you have that rapport with somebody, and just, I don't know, just start a conversation up. Or even, there's quite a lot of people on Twitter now who don't mind being tagged in Twitch tweets, so that's another way of doing it, really.
For sure. Okay, what would you say on that Zach? Like when you've tried to, because everybody, one of the first things everybody always hears is you got to network, right? You got to get your name out there. You got to talk to people. What would you consider one of the things that people maybe do wrong in that respect, or the way you should really go about it?
I could say for my first mistake. Now, I was lucky enough to not, to watch Professor Vermin's T-Rex's, podcast of Streaming 101 and take notes and suggestions and really tips from those that are successful already before I really started implementing any type of commitment into my stream. So there's a lot of things that I didn't do that are big no-nos, if you will. And one of the things that I say, I guess that that never really got me anywhere, and I think I wasted my time doing, was trying to network with bigger streamers.
Sure.
Right off the bat. And I'm not saying that I wouldn't say to not go in and not talk to them or try to build a relationship with them.
Sure.
But one thing that I did was I thought to who you hang around with the most is pretty much where you're gonna be. So I want to hang out with the most successful of the streamers, right? So so I figured to try and build up my relationship just with them,
right,
and just hang out with them all the time.
Sure.
And that's one of the things that I feel that I wasted my time with, in the sense of just focus. And the better way to do that is to really focus on hanging and on sharing your experience and building a rapport and a relationship with streamers that are of your level, of the level of your success, of your current success. So that would be the one thing, and that's the one thing I started doing lately. And instead of posting and reading all the time bigger name streamers or streamers that I like, which are those bigger name streamers, I'm rating and hosting, streamers of the level that I'm at, and I see more a positive, consistent growth when I do that than previously. So that would be one thing.
Yeah.
That I guess would be the way about doing it.
Yeah, and I think that's a really good point that hasn't been talked about on Monday Night Rare before. It's just that simple that you want to start communicating, you want to start networking or creating relationships. I've never been a real big fan of the word networking because it seems very cold and almost business-like, but
Yeah,
I really like, I tried it when I first started out. I decided, like, well, I'm going to create relationships first. I'm going to go in, I'm going to spend time getting to know other streamers, getting to know, what they're all about. And I think you hit it on the head. Don't try to do it with, Goth and Broman right out the gate, because one thing you have to realize is that networking is a two-way street, right? Like you're trying to be equally beneficial to each other. You're not just trying to promote yourself, you're trying to promote them as well. And you have to kind of, see it from that angle. Let's see what I say. All these guys are not dying. Anyway. But I mean, the thing is, like, I've said it many times before, promote others more than you promote yourself. And you have to kind of approach it from that perspective, because you want to promote others that are willing to promote you. And, when you're looking at a large streamer, no matter how much you promote them, it's going to be kind of a drop in the bucket to, a lot of the really large streamers. If I were to go in and raid a major League of Legends streamer, he probably wouldn't even notice. I mean, not that I don't even know if it's really something that happens a lot, in those directories, but so stuff like that, you go in, say you're just starting out, so you had a really good day, you're just starting out, maybe your first month, you got 15 viewers, and you're like, I'm going to take these 15 viewers, I'm going to go raid King Gothalion. Well, something like that, and you have to make sure that, number one, that all 15 of those viewers go over, and that's never guaranteed, because you might have 15 viewers and only like 4 of them are active. The other ones might be lurkers and just kind of have the stream on in the background, not really paying attention. So you kind of have to keep that in mind as well. But yeah, I would just suggest starting small, starting with people that are right around your level. Or not level, but current viewership, concurrent viewership, and you guys can work together and build your streams together. And that's kind of what I've done, with my streams, that I started small. And like when I first started, I would go to the very bottom of the directory, or not the very bottom, but I'd go, to people that had just a few, people in their stream, and people that I felt like I could help, and that's how I met people like Rogue Bishop. That's how I met people like Mewho, and some of these other people that have really helped me build my stream. And again, it has to be mutual. It can't just be about growing your stream. You have to try to grow together. And I think that's what, I think the example that King Gothalion and Professor Broman have made, because they kind of came up together and helped each other grow, and you kind of have to do that. You can do it by yourself. You can certainly do it by yourself. I guarantee it'll take longer. It'll take a lot longer, and then again, it's never even a guarantee at that. So
sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think raids are really good, because I've found quite a few of my favourite streamers through other streamers' raids as well. So it kind of opens up your viewers to a different type of Destiny player, a different type of streamer.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying it's just it. I mean, like, what I've done is, like, as I've grown, if I have a really good day, I will go. Oh man. I would go like say there's days where maybe if I get rated by a large streamer, which does happen, you know, larger streamers will take notice, and the harder you work at your craft, the harder you work at your stream, the better that you make it, people will take notice. Okay, and as long as you are you're positive and and you present a quality stream, you present a quality content, people will take notice and people will want to help you. You know, the people that like have helped me. And what you want to do is if you have a really good day, say you have like 50, 60 people in your stream when you're getting off, go and raid somebody, that you could raid somebody that has 100 people on their stream, because you bring 40, 50 people over, they're going to take notice of that. But again, make sure it's somebody that you support, not just somebody that you expect to support you, somebody that you genuinely want to see succeed as a streamer or want to help, or maybe even has supported you in the past. Oh man, you could have waited just 1 second, Zach or Exile. So yeah, I mean that's
my bad.
So that's one of the the pieces of advice I have with the whole rating and hosting thing is that, again, number one, make sure it's somebody you support, somebody that you feel comfortable with sending your viewers to, because you don't want to, because you can actually lose viewers by sending them to somebody who's just a complete, as I said before, tool bag.
Yeah.
And again, if somebody trusts that, trusts you with their viewers, have the same respect for what they've done for you, and make sure that you put your best foot forward to represent their trust in you, in the best light possible. God dang it. You guys have anything to add to that?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, Zach? Let me ask you guys, do you guys have any questions of me? I mean, is there anything you've always kind of wondered about my stream? I mean, not to say that, I have all the answers or nothing, but is there anything you've ever wondered?
I don't have all the answers.
I don't have the answers. So that's one thing, man. You have to, like, anything that I say, you have to take with a little bit of a grain of salt, just for the simple fact that I am, I talked about this a little bit on Twitter today. It was kind of brought up. Is, I've heard people say, you're a big streamer, and I definitely don't consider myself a big streamer. I don't even know where you start being considered a big streamer. What amount of success is it when you're partnered? Are you a big streamer then? Is it when you have 10,000 people watching you, 5,000 people watching you? But I mean, like, for me, I try to give advice from my own experiences and from the things that I've learned through research, just reading on the, on the web and watching YouTube videos. You came from this channel from Legendary Ladman Raid, right on, Secret Jitsu. Appreciate that, man. And so, you have to kind of view it from that. It's like, I have definitely not made it. I'm still a long ways from making it. I've had a lot more success than I ever expected at this point, so kind of take my advice for what it's worth in that respect. But anyway, so again, like I said, if you guys have any other questions in chat or in general, if there's anything you guys want to talk about, Destiny or streaming related, by all means. Did that not damage him? There we go. Oh, it went way too far. I thought it was closer, man.
I've got a question.
Sure.
For both of you.
Sure.
This is just a general gaming question, but what got you into gaming? And what age were you?
Zach, I'll go ahead and let you go ahead and talk, because I have a little bit longer history, I think. Yeah, I'll let you answer. Yeah.
Well, okay, fair enough. Not gonna. All right, I'm just gonna dig myself a hole if I say anything further. Yeah, I would say, ironically, my grandmother, and I say that because my grandmother doesn't really care for video games, and kind of looks at it in a particular way. That's not the most positive. But I was 5 years old, and for Christmas she bought my brothers and myself a Sega Genesis, the Sonic pack. I remember because it had Sonic 3, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 in it, and that was the first system that I ever really got involved with. Now
Sure.
my brothers had Nintendo, so they played that, but I never played it because I was way too young. I didn't even know how to walk at that point, but. Sega was what got me into it, and Sonic specifically.
Okay.
Sonic the Hedgehog specifically. That's what got me into gaming.
Okay. Well, for me, my mom actually had like an old Pong machine. That was my very first experience with gaming. Was just the two paddles. You turn and you play Pong. It was very simple, but back then it was super fun. I was really young at the time. I was probably 3 or 4 at the time when I played that. But then when I moved to where I moved to North Dakota. I was born in Idaho. Ended up moving to NES Play Action Football. Oh my God. Oh, we'll talk about that in a minute. I'll touch on that in a minute there, Evil Aura. There is something I want to say about that. But when we moved to North Dakota, my brother and my mom kind of stayed back in Idaho while my dad and I were kind of getting settled in here. And my mom actually bought my brother an Atari. They bought him an Atari. And, because that was the system at the time. And so when they brought that back, when they eventually came to North Dakota, that ended up getting in storage. So we had to, wait until we could get it out of storage. It was like a year later, we finally got the Atari. And so me and my brother would play Atari just for hours. In fact, we had it so we actually ruined the on-off switch and all that stuff. It was just a mess. And then when I was in 5th grade, I actually had a paper route and I saved up a bunch of money and I bought my first Nintendo Entertainment System. Which ironically didn't even come. It was, at the time you expected it to come with Super Mario Brothers. It did not come with Super Mario Brothers. I think I've told this story before, but it did not come with Super Mario Brothers. It came with a strategy guide. And so when I saw that, I was just like, no. But luckily, either my mom already knew or the guy that sold her the machine said, hey, you probably want to buy the Super Mario Brothers. So she actually had to purchase Super Mario Brothers separate. So and I've basically been gaming ever since. That was my hobby. I've had pretty much every system along the way. Nintendo. I never had a Sega. I never had a Sega Master System, but I had a buddy of mine that had one, so I'd play on his. But I did have a Super Nintendo. I had a Genesis. I had a Sega Saturn. I didn't have the PS1, the very first PlayStation. I never had one of those, and I didn't have like the oddball consoles like your. I never had a Neo Geo because, dear Lord, who could actually afford a Neo Geo? I didn't have a Atari Jaguar. I never had an Atari Jaguar, but I did have Sega CD. I did have the 32X. I did have, like I said, the Sega Saturn. I had a Nintendo 64, Dreamcast. Basically everything after, from Nintendo 64 on, pretty much every system I've had. So, and I still have a Dreamcast, and I still have a lot of those systems, but not all of them are hooked up now. So yeah, that's kind of where I got into gaming. But what about you, Angel Eyes? What really got you into gaming?
From what I can remember, I had like Nintendo, Super Nintendo, so I've always gamed. But I only got into gaming, I'd say, like properly when I started working for a company called Game over here, which is like an equivalent of GameStop.
Oh, okay. Where
you guys are. So I started working there, and then it became quite an addiction. And I had to have every console and every game. So I'll probably say was I about 20? I've always played games before then, but that's when I really probably spent too much money on it.
Nice. Very cool. All right, so Chad will give you guys a chance to, if there's any other questions in chat, let us know. Otherwise, we're going to go ahead and start to wrap things up. It is almost 9 o'clock Eastern, which means it is time to wrap it up. So any last comments? I'll let you guys go ahead and promote your channels now. Talk about what you guys got going on, anything special, and your Twitter accounts, anything like that. Now is the time to talk about those. So Zach, I'll let you start first.
Sure, yeah. So obviously I'm Zach, Zachy Light, as your host on The Light Show is what my channel is. You can find me on Twitch, Zachy Light, and you can also find me on Twitter at The Light Show. Definitely follow me there. Come in here, check us out. Something new is coming up. I'm actually getting a whole overlay makeover, which I'm really excited about. So it's gonna be the channel's gonna be quite fresh and crispy, as the kids say it these days.
Yeah.
I feel old. But yeah, so that's something new, something exciting. I got some big dreams, big goals for my channel. So we got a lot of things coming up in the future. Nothing I want to go into too much detail yet, but I'll leave a cliffhanger of it's something really exciting, something specifically targeting to my viewers and whoever comes in. So come check it out, come hang out, and come have fun.
Right on. Okay, Angelas.
Well, thank you. Well, first of all, thank you for letting me come on tonight. So I've really enjoyed it. And my Twitch is AngelEyes66, all one word. And my Twitter is Angel_eyes66, which unfortunately a bot has AngelEyes66. So yeah, if you come along to my channel, I mainly stream Destiny. I do stream a few other games, such as like the Telltale series, because I love them. And just expect to have laughs in the chat and rubbish gameplay. rubbish PvP skills. There you go.
Right on. So, and of course, you guys, if you're in the channel, you guys know who I am, Angry Iceberg. You'd expect me here every single day. There shouldn't be. I mean, you guys know my schedule. I don't think there's any changes coming anytime soon. We still do have a little bit of time if there's anything that anybody wants to talk about. Oh, I got heavy. I just remember heavy. So, okay, let me ask you this guy. What's your favorite game mode in Destiny?
I would probably say, I don't know actually. Quite hard to decide.
Like to put you guys on the spot.
Do you have to like it?
Well, I would hope so if it's your favorite game mode.
Favorite out of all the game modes? Well, I guess, I mean, I really enjoy the PvE. Obviously when it's new,
sure,
and fresh. But I really enjoy the PvE. I've always been a PvE guy, and all MMOs, all MMOs in a sense of massive multiplayer online, not just your stereotypical, like, World of Warcraft type game.
Sure.
Just any game that you play online and share a common goal, enemies, dungeons, blah, blah, blah. So I've always enjoyed the PvE aspect of this game, both of glass and hard mode. Hard mode. Oh my god, I'm like brain fart. Raid that is current. The raid that is current. What thou call.
The current raid. Oh, King's Fall.
King's Fall. Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow, brain fart.
Bad.
King's Fall. I didn't really enjoy Crotazen because I just felt like it was a big strike.
Sure.
But the PvP aspect, I think, I'm enjoying PvE right now. Doubles is kind of fun, but elimination type is definitely the fun part. But PvE is what is getting me. So that's why I'm kind of itching for something.
Right.
Because that's what seems to be lacking of current. But
for sure.
I'd say for me at the minute, PvP, probably Trials, because I don't tend to get like really sweaty with it. I just tend to have a laugh with it. So I'd probably say Trials at the moment. It used to be Raids, so I'm hoping we see a new Raid sometime soon.
Sure, for sure. Yeah, I think we will get that. But there was a question in chat for me. I'll be on Xbox tomorrow. I'll be back on the Xbox tomorrow. You hit the console command, that'll bring up, of course, the regular schedule. So, anyway, we'll go ahead. I guess we can go ahead and end it now. You guys, thank you so much for being a part this week. It's a lot of fun hanging out with you guys, talking Destiny, talking streaming, and thank you, Angel Eyes, for staying up.
Thank you.
Oh, that dude just got.
I'm gonna go straight to bed after this.
Right. No, I completely understand. But thank you so much again for, changing up your schedule like that and being a part. And I really look forward to having the Titan Sisters on. Oh man, I couldn't find that guy. Titan Sisters on the 14th of March. It's going to be a great stream. I really look forward to it. We're going to tackle some tough and touchy subjects, but again, it's stuff that we're gonna that needs to be it's a discourse that needs to be made. Somebody has to talk about it, and it might as well be us, right?
Yeah.
Might as well be us. So we'll be promoting that as we lead up to it. But once again, guys, Zach Elite and Angel Eye 66, make sure you guys give them a follow, pay them a visit when they are on. They are great streamers, and I endorse them wholeheartedly. Really great people, as you see. Great to talk to. Oh man, there were so many of them over there. I couldn't decide which one to shoot, so I missed all of them. And again, next week we'll have another 2 great streamers. Next week will be on the Xbox One. I do have the streamers lined up for that. It's going to be Frisky86, and it's Jay, though. We're going to talk about some other subjects that are a little bit more touchy that need to be talked about due to some recent events. But once again, thanks to you guys for hanging out. Thanks to you guys for watching. If you're on watching this on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button and do the thumbs up or whatever the heck you do on YouTube. I don't really know YouTube that much. For Angel Eye 66 and Zach Elite, I'm Angry Iceberg for Monday Night Rare. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next week.